Hi guys, this is Chip and Guardians Adventures. So, I want to talk to you about the football. For those of us who either knew someone who was at the game of Hillsborough, this just brings back so many memories. But not only that, how the government and everybody is blaming the supporters. Now, you're going to watch a report, and this report's going to show that about the violence, the frustration of supporters attacking, but they're only showing the bad side of us. They're only showing the frustrated side of us, right? So, me being autistic with learning difficulties, I've studied this, and the first thing I would have done was I knew that a lot of people were going to be frustrated because they couldn't get tickets, right? Because of social distancing and stuff like that. They were only allowed a certain amount of people in there and tickets and stuff like that. So a lot of people are going to feel, hold on a minute, why can't I get one? It's not fair and it's not right. We should be able to watch the football, right? So the thing is I checked the grounds and everything else, and that there should have been the army there for a start. Let alone our police officers being attacked, but innocent people were attacked, and our police officers were attacked, and our police officers are human beings in a uniform trying to make society safer for everyone. And I don't understand why people keep attacking our police officers. Yes, there is some police officers out there who think that they're bigger than what they are and more superior, but I have seen so many police officers that aren't like that at all, that actually really do care for people and want to protect people. And they put their lives on the line every day, just like everybody else. Paramedics, nurses, doctors, even cleaners from hospitals. Everybody puts their lives on the line. Even people that work in shops. Just let my thing focus, right? So, what's happening here is the news and everyone is blaming us, the fans, and blaming the UK, when in fact it's the organisers, because they knew this was going to happen. A mile away from the actual stadium could have been a perimeter set up, right? And with the perimeter set up, it could have been set up with the army and only let people in that, one, had tickets, and two, had a test done and they were negative. From there, they could have walked, the people could have walked in to the football ground, but they didn't. Okay, they didn't walk into the football ground. But no, instead they just allowed a few stewards to stand there with barriers that could easily be walked off. They could have put fencing around, a mile around the stadium and the entrance towards, which you're going to see. So this report's going to show you exactly where everything is, but it's also going to show you that the UK, we're all violent, we don't care about rules and blah blah blah, when it's not true. Yes, people are frustrated, but if it was organised better by the organisers, this wouldn't have happened. But like I said in my last video, people at Hillsborough, and for us, I was a kid. My friend was 10 years old. We were swimming and he got called up because his dad surprised him with tickets to see Liverpool play. And it was his 10th birthday. By the end of that day, he passed away on his birthday after losing his mum 6 months earlier to cancer. And his brother was my classmate. So I can imagine how he feels right now watching this again, and everyone who's there watching it unfold. It just reminded us of the Hillsborough disaster. I was in tears, I was paralysed, I couldn't move because it was like happening all over again. And this was the organisers' fault. It's not UK's fault, it's not the fault of the fans, it is the organisers and only the organisers' fault. So in this video you're going to see there's a warning here that says the reports contain images of people being punched and kicked. So if you don't want to watch that, then go forward on this video. Please, if kids are watching, don't watch this, please. It is very bad. If you're triggered because of what happened in Hillsborough, then please don't watch this bit, because trust me when I say it will rip you apart. But because of this, we might not be able to bid for the football to come to the UK and Thailand. So just watch and see how the organisers could have changed this. They could have prevented this by just being a mile away and putting up proper fencing, proper protection, and this would have stopped all this. But instead they used the pictures of frustration, anger, and you're only seeing parts of what they want you to see. We don't know why these people were attacked. We don't know, did they hit back? Did they spit at people? Did they say something? They won't show you that. All they'll show you is the violent part. But us as football fans and that, you know, a lot of us just want to go and watch the football. We've lost a lot of family members through COVID. We've had restrictions. People are frustrated, and there's no way to take that out. So just be mindful of that, okay? And be mindful that the organisers are to blame here, and that is it. So here we go. Are you ready, guys? Sorry about that. Right.
So, what means the world to you? How?
Here we go.
It was the day England fans had waited 55 years for. But what should have been a day to cherish quickly descended into violence and chaos.
See, this is definitely not the
Wembley
fans'
Stadium
fault.
was due to be at 75% capacity. Sky News estimates that the number of people who came to Wembley was in the region of 150,000, more than double its capacity. We've analysed exactly what happened and when at the Euro 2020 final. It's early afternoon. Ticket holders and fans keen to soak up the atmosphere are starting to arrive on Wembley Way, hours before the game is due to start.
This is when everyone should have been called
It's getting
in.
more and more crowded, and it's clear thousands of people are arriving without tickets.
See, this should have stopped here. They should have stopped it. They should have gone, right, this is getting out of control. We need to call in because of Hillsborough. It was already getting full. The gates were shut, just like Hillsborough. More and more people are flooding in. And this was still early.
For those with tickets, there are 4 entrances where COVID checks and screenings are taking place. These lead to level 1, the outer ring of the stadium. At 5:25 p.m, the first in a series of security breaches takes place at one of the 4 entrances at the top of the Spanish Steps. Legitimate ticket holders are caught up in the crush as the stewards are overwhelmed, along with at least 6 police officers who we have counted in this and other videos of the scene.
Again, 6 police officers plus stewards versus all them people. How is that organised properly? If they did an illegal rave, this would be illegal right now.
Shortly after, in this video, one steward tries to hold one of the external fences in place, but there are too many people pushing through. He and his 2 other colleagues are quickly overwhelmed. We counted at least 50 fans breaking through, running towards the Club Wembley entrance. This video, filmed from another angle, filmed at 5:37 p.m, shows that area with dozens of people making it into the stadium grounds. They run up these stairs to level 1, where the main access points directly into the stadium are.
Now this is just like Hillsborough. They're rushing in to where they know that the gates are, and the flood in the gates. This wasn't organised. This was people turning up and just following the crowd. We had a chance to stop it, and yet we still didn't. The organisers are blaming the fans, and it's not the fans' fault. It's the organisers' fault.
Less than 100 metres away, on the northeast side of the stadium.
Oh my god!
Oh no! A group knocks down a barrier. 2 mounted police officers move in to stop others from entering.
Now count them. 2 police officers on horses versus all them people. 2. How brave are those police officers?
But there are easier routes for others. At 6:11 p.m, at least 10 people climb onto a temporary toilet block on the south side. By now, large numbers of ticketless fans are inside the grounds, along with others who have paid to be there. And some are about to breach the inner ring, which leads directly to the seating area overlooking the pitch. A large crowd attempts to enter at entrance point G. In the first 15 seconds of this clip, we counted at least 50 people entering the stadium. At 7:20 p.m, a group attempts to rush a disabled entrance on the southeast side of the ground. A number are successful as they overwhelm the 4 stewards trying to hold them back.
Now you heard that. 4 poor people. 4.
We found 2 videos of this moment. Some other fans already inside attempt to block and fight those streaming in. The stewards are overrun multiple times by the huge numbers trying to get inside.
So you heard that. So other fans were trying that were trying to stop them fans from overwhelming and coming through. So where you were seeing the violence, it was just fans trying to do the job of the organisers, because they saw them the stewards were being overwhelmed. Where's the police officers? None. So it wasn't violence because they were kicking everyone, stealing the stuff. They're doing the same thing as they did in Hillsborough when people were trying to save people's lives and get kids across where they were being crushed. And the Sun turned around and said that the Scousers were robbing everyone, when it wasn't true. They were trying to save people. This is the same thing happening again. We're getting the blame as fans, again, for the organisers' disrespect. For the fact is that the police and the stewards, there was only 4 or 5 of them, and 2 police officers on horses against hundreds of people. How brave were those stewards and those police officers, but this ain't said. This isn't said in any reports, in any news, how brave they were. This ain't said. The reason why that fan was kicked down was because the fans ended up, who had tickets, trying to stop the other fans getting in that didn't have tickets, because there was no one else to do it. So what do you expect? What do you expect when you've got panic and people trying to protect other people? What do you expect? And yet they're shown, oh, look at that, the fans are running through, kicking, and they were drinking. They're trying to make us out that the UK is a very violent place and football's a very violent place, and it isn't us. It's not the fans, it's the organisers. If they organised this a lot better and they stopped it a mile away, this would not happen. If they put in enough people like it was in Hillsborough, exactly the same, the organisation, everything is exactly the same. It is identical to Hillsborough. Don't believe me, look at the Hillsborough disaster. Look at the way it was. The only difference between this and that is there's no fencing. Thank God. That's all I can say. But again, the UK is being blamed. The fans are being blamed for something that the organisers needed to organise. Now see that? The fans are saying, do your job, do your job. But because it's so much chaos, they're not understanding there's only 4 or 5 stewards compared to hundreds of people. How could these stewards do it? But this fan was frustrated because at the end of the day, it's like, hold on, you're expecting us now to defend. And you don't know, that fan could have been known someone in Hillsborough, could have been mentally drawn, like, oh my God, these people are disorganised. There's so much going through people's heads. The fear of COVID, the fear of everything coming and overwhelming. And you had fans trying to stop fans getting in. You had stewards standing there being attacked by both sides, saying you're not doing your job. The others saying you can't, there's not enough of you, go away. And it was chaos. And yet still, at this time, it was like hours and still nothing was done. The organisers didn't call in anybody.
With minutes to go until kick-off, some fans can be seen pushing out what appears to be a ticketless fan from the seating area.
See, you heard that yourself, okay? Fans were trying to push out. They're not trained. These are just fans who are saying, get out, you haven't got a ticket. How dare you spoil our day? Do you know how long we've been waiting? But at the same time, the other fans are like, well, I couldn't get a ticket because of whatever reason. And fans are there trying to defend their seats while other fans are trying to sit into their seats with no tickets. Again, no organisers. By now, they should have called in police, they should have called in people, but the organisers are standing there watching it and nobody's calling in anything. They should have stopped the match until they got it under control. It's that simple. I'm autistic, learning difficulties, for God's sake. They should have called in and said, stop, do not allow the footballers out. Don't allow them out.
By the end of the day, many fans were attacked, had their seats taken, and were subjected to abuse. These security breaches led UEFA to open disciplinary proceedings against the FA. They've also dealt a huge blow for the UK-Irish bid to host the 2030 World Cup. What was supposed to be...
But why? I don't understand. Why is this gonna stop football coming home to our country? It's not us. as the fans. It's not violent as in, if you come here we'll kill you and stuff. We're not that way inclined. It was frustration, and the fact is that the organisers didn't organise properly. So why should football suffer? They should have stopped the match and said to people, if you haven't got a ticket, leave through this entry and organise everything, or else the football won't go ahead.
The dream ending, for many, became a nightmare.
So there you go. That's what happened. So please leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Do you agree that it's all to do with the organisers? The football should have been stopped. They should have called in reinforcements, and they should have removed safely the fans, and they shouldn't have left the fans to defend each other and fight each other. That shouldn't have happened. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments down below. Try and be kind to each other and be safe, guys.